So 2 years ago, I bought $17,000 worth of Microsoft shares, and here's what happened. I bought $12,000 in February 2020 and $5,000 a month later. Every dividend payment that Microsoft paid me, I also reinvested. Today, my shares are worth over $36,000. All I did was hold. I didn't try to buy low or sell high. If you want to see what else I invest in, good or bad, hit that follow button.
What do you think is the number one thing that young people get wrong when it comes to finances?
We teach young people everything. Geography, reading, math, sex education. We don't teach them about investing. The average salary in America is $52,000. And if you put aside 10% of what you get paid, by the time you're 65, you'll have $1.2 million in the bank. Nobody teaches them that.
3 facts about Bitcoin that you didn't know. And the last one is my favorite. Number 1, if you invested just $1 in Bitcoin in 2010, it would be worth $331,000 today. Number 2, only 21 million Bitcoin can ever be produced, with the last one set to be mined in 2140. And number 3, anyone, even if you're under 18, can invest in Bitcoin with Step.
I made more than $10 million last year as a 21-year-old. But how do I prove that? Other TikTokers prove it by renting mansions. I live in a beautiful, modest home. They lease supercars. I own an affordable electric vehicle. They have cool designer clothes. I own shirts like this. I do eat out at nice restaurants. That's by far the biggest perk. But getting back to the question, how do I prove it? Maybe just Google me. You can read articles about my investments, when I invested, at what price, how much it's worth. You can read about the wealthiest families and business titans backing me, large companies getting me to speak at their events. I have a very public, searchable track record of being an early investor in literally companies worth billions of dollars today. So what am I doing on TikTok? First of all, I'm never ever going to sell you something. I don't want to make money teaching. I make enough money actually investing. Pro tip, if anybody is ever selling a Discord, group chat, ebook, whatever, they don't actually make money doing what they're teaching. But I genuinely love to help and teach people. You don't have to take my word for it. I have a history of this that proves this. I used to, before I was wealthy, I made YouTube videos teaching people about finance and investing. So I genuinely love doing this. And to be transparent, in doing this, I also get to build a brand. I've been under the radar for quite some time. I've done a lot of things in such a short amount of time. I've worked for cool people like Sean Puri, who once said, the goal is not to be well known, it's to be known well. See, if I can build a big enough audience that I can add value to by teaching them what I know for free, then maybe the next time you or someone you know builds or invests in something that might be the next billion-dollar company, you think of me and you come to me for help or you want me to invest. So do we have a deal? I will teach you for free, and all you have to do is follow along the journey, and when the time comes, you come to me and I will help and invest in you or someone you know. Starting from now, in the comments, ask me anything that you would like to know or need help with, and keep checking my page for my hopefully helpful answers.
There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The big, wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. Politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They want obedient workers. They own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it, because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.
By now, we've all seen those what I spend in a month videos, but I kind of want to switch it up and share what I invest every month. So if that sounds interesting to you, give me a follow because I'm starting with September, but I'm going to do this every month until the end of the year. Let me just set the context before we dive deep into the investments. 1, I'm 27 years old. 2, I work on the business side of the tech industry. 3, I make over $200,000 a year. And 4, at this point in the year, I've already maxed out things like my backdoor Roth, which was $6,000, and my I-bonds, which was $10,000. So I'm really just rounding out my portfolio at this point. And now that that's out of the way, let's actually talk about the investments. The first one is my 401k. I elected to do a Roth 401k this year, and I put in around $1,900 in September, which means I'm gonna max out my 401k. The second thing that I invested in was my HSA. My employer just offered an HSA option to us this year, which I obviously went for. I put in around $230 a month, and I do invest the HSA because it is triple tax advantage. Your growth and earnings are tax-free. The third thing that I invested in the month of September was ETFs. I choose to invest in ETFs over individual stocks. That's just my personal preference, and I bought around $1,000 worth of ETFs. So that brings our total to just over $3,100 in the month of September.
I am up $1,000 today in the stock market, and this is what I traded step by step. So I opened up TradingView, put it on 1-second graphs, type in SPY, then I add the Dow Jones, then I watch the graphs move together. I'm looking for them to sync up and drop together, and then I'm looking for the Dow to give an unsynced rise, which signals that the SPY is going to go up. So what I'm seeing now is a good synchronized downtrend, where the two of them are dropping at the same time. Once I see the Dow jump up divergently, I'm going to buy. You can see how synced they are when I move the graph like that, and now I'm looking for an unsynced Dow rise. So that's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm buying 25 contracts, and now I just wait. SPY should go up. I'm setting a limit to sell for $40 more per contract than I bought. And as you can see, we're getting that rise that was predicted. And if it goes high enough, the take profit will occur, and I will have made $1,000. And there it goes. So I made $1,000 because I bought 25 contracts, asked for $40 profit on each one, and I got it. That's the 20-minute trader system right there.
Here's exactly what one should consider investing in if they want to become a millionaire and don't want to lose all their money. This is not financial advice. All one needs to do is consistently buy low-cost index funds and hold for a really long time. Like, that's it. Now, which ones should be considered? Well, I personally like VTI and VOO from Vanguard. VTI essentially allows one to invest in the entire US stock market, while VOO allows one to invest in 500 of the largest companies.
You could become a millionaire by investing only $100 a week, but you do have to start while you're young. We're going to make some assumptions, and this is just an example. The average stock market return is 10% a year, so I'm going to use 7%, which kind of accounts for inflation. If you invest $100 a week into an investment returning 7% a year, you'll end up with $1 million after 40 years, but you've only put in $208,000, and the rest is compound interest or investment growth. If you start at 35 instead of 25 and only go for 30 years, you'll end up with half of this. If you start at 45, you'll end up with $200,000, or if you just invest for 10 years, $70,000. Investing while you're young allows time for compounding to take place and gives you such a massive advantage.
Dude, the stocks we bought are down. We are losing money. We need to sell everything before we lose more money. Okay, let's do it. And pause. Let's go help them out. And go. Actually, we shouldn't panic. I'm not panicking, you're panicking. It's normal for the stock market to go up and down, especially right now. So you're saying don't sell? I'm saying let's stay calm, review our investing goals, and take it from there. This sounds so unlike you. Where is this coming from? I'm not sure, but I feel like following this Imran, the finance engineer.
Just 1 minute can change your entire financial future. People usually just give up when it comes to investing because it seems so confusing. So here is a guide to get you going in less than 1 minute. Firstly, you need to choose an investment platform. Gone are the days where you have to call up a stockbroker to invest. This isn't Wolf of Wall Street. You just literally need a phone. Personally, I use Vanguard because they have low fees, but a quick search will show you there's plenty to choose from. Just choose one. Secondly, you need to open a stocks and shares ISA, which allows you to invest up to £20,000 per financial year. You won't get taxed a penny on any growth, or if you decide to withdraw the entire lot, there'll be no tax implications. And lastly, just pick an index fund to invest in. That's just a word for a group of stocks. As you can see here, there's plenty to choose from, but do not be paralyzed by choice. You can't go wrong with a low-cost, globally diversified fund because it spreads your risk and you're not investing in one company. Now, just automate a monthly payment and do not look at the account every day.
Hi, I'm Colleen.
And I'm Jess.
And we're Two Girls Investing. I'm a wife and a mom of two, and we were racking up debt just on everyday expenses. So I had to really look at my finances, start budgeting, saving, and seeing where every penny went. Now I'm in the position where I've just started investing, and I'm sharing everything I've learned with you.
My name's Jess. I've been investing for almost a decade, and I'm sharing everything that I've learned about investing so that we can get Canadians to start growing their wealth. We've also noticed that a lot of the information about investing is in American terminology. It is time for Canadians to learn how to invest and grow their money. So we are sharing everything we know. Follow along. Let's take back the power of our money.
I'm going to invest $1,000 into the market for my retirement. That sounds like a good idea. Really? I'll put in $1,000 too, but every year I'm going to add an extra $1,000 just to keep it going. That's not for me. Let's just check back in 50 years.
50 years later.
Oh, hey, old friend. We're old now. How's your initial investment doing? Pretty good. My initial $1,000 increased 32 times over, so I'm at $32,000 now. What about you? Nice. I'm just shy of $500,000, $465,000. What? How? The power of compound interest and consistently investing. I just kept adding $1,000 every single year, and now my retirement is super well funded. Wow, I wish I knew that when I was 20.